So Maple Mountain to lead things off here. They'll be the visiting team here against Bountiful. The first pitch of the game is a ball. First batter is Hamilton stepping up to the plate. We'll go ahead and read off the rosters for both teams here shortly. That ball low and in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0 count right off the get-go here. Back into the box. Hamilton takes the 2-0. Gets contact to that one, nabbed by the third baseman.
Man, that was quick. That was fast.
That was
he had that right in the air.
Heads-up play there by the third baseman to grab that one. As the next batter stepping up the plate, this is Jaron Hall playing the center field as the pitcher, Sam Stringfellow for the Bountiful Braves. First ball, low. Starts that out with a 1-0 count. Back into the box goes Hall, awaits the next pitch. That one just misses as well. Ball 2 for Jaron. The next one in there for the strike makes it a 2-1 with 1 out here at the top of the first. As Jaron, we mentioned earlier, coming off of a stellar basketball season for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, one of the few Golden Eagles who's a 3-sport athlete. Cade Polson also one of those ones, plays football, basketball, and baseball. Gets it all done there at Maple Mountain. The 3-1 offering now on its way. Swing and a miss for Jaron as that one goes back behind the backstop.
Puts it at a full count.
Stringfellow back on the mound. And the pitch now comes. That one low and called ball, so Jaron will take his base.
Yeah, just getting this first inning jitters for the teams.
Right.
Getting past this a new game. This tournament runs them pretty fast. They have games at 9 and at 10:30,
right.
11, I think it is. And then, and then 1 o'clock, and then now at 3. You get a couple hours break, but then you're right back into it.
You know, and from my understanding, the team last night was up pretty late, and they had to wake up for an early morning game today. So
that's right.
Cade Polson hits one out deep right field. Right fielder looks like he's all over it, able to get it. No sacrifice fly as Jaron Hall holds there at 1. A good idea, though, for Polson trying to try deep. You know, trying to advance some runners. Get Jaron in scoring position there. And the next batter stepping into play, this is Jake Maffey. Runner goes, that one goes
nice
right up
right
the center,
out
to the center fielder. Jaron advances to third. As he'll stand up as Jake Maffey gets on with a base hit single. As runner goes, runners on the corners, one on first and third. As the next batter stepping up to the plate, this is Mitch Holmes, the first baseman. Two outs now here at the top of the first. We'll take a look at the last game for Mitch Holmes. Mitch Holmes struck out and had a walk last game. That one
called strike.
Called strike. So 0-1 goes the count as Maffey stands up on first. First run of the game potentially standing up there at third with Jaron Hall. Runner goes as Maffey easily there. Jaron then goes home.
Stole the ball home. Stole plate.
So yep. Maple Mountain takes the 1-0 lead as Jaron trots across, steps on the plate.
That's aggressive play. That was nice. And we should have seen that more this morning.
Right.
Because this morning they were a little more tentative. And I think at this point they're saying, we got to play.
See, and there's good communication going on right there with what happened. You know, the coaching staff has their head definitely in the game, watching for the opportunity to rise. As you know, definitely as Jake Jake Moffey, almost called him Nick Moffey. Jake Moffey ran over to second just to send Jaron home. Both runners really quick. So smart play there by the coaching staff of Maple Mountain. That one low into the dirt, advances Moffey to third as he rounds third, looks home. And we'll go back to the base. Deuces Wild on the board.
Is that because we're so close to Las Vegas, you're saying Deuces Wild?
You know, I guess so. It just comes out the closer we get to Las Vegas.
Yeah, you start using more and more terms.
A rope out to left field. That one deep. And over the head of the left fielder. As that'll send a runner home.
I thought it was over the fence for a second there. No, it was short.
Deep shot there by number 23, Mitch Holmes.
But a great double.
Yeah. So RBI double there for Mitch Holmes. A great start here for Maple Mountain on the defending 4A state champs.
Talk about Deuces Wild. Look at the scoreboard here. At bat is number 22, ball 2, strike 2, out 2. Oh, there they go. Eagles 2.
2 runs.
2 hits, 2 runs. I mean, everything was 2s on the board.
Oh. Where's that one as Moore heads over to first?
He got hit by the pitch.
That's number 22. We got him here, Sam Moore. He's actually playing, I believe, third base. Yep, third base this game. So now stepping out of the plate, this is Andrew Wixom, who last game had a triple in that third inning there. That one in there for the strike. So once again, I can hear the drone fired up, the SFCN drone. Not quite sure if we'll be able to fire that. See if we can get a video feed from that, but
I know they're working on it.
Yep.
It's a good sound to have again.
Yep.
That drone sound.
For sure. Next pitch on the way. That one fouled back to the backstop. Runners will head back. So 2 on, 1 at second, 1 at first. Count goes 1-2. Here with 2 out in the top of the first. Great start for Maple Mountain, as they've already doubled their score of their previous game against Lehigh.
Yeah, Stringfellow has not yet quite found his rhythm here.
Right.
Some are really nice pitches, some are off.
Right.
And so he's still kind of struggling here in this first inning.
That one up, right field, gets past the infield. They'll wave the runner home.
Here comes the plate, home. No play at all.
And he gets home. Another runner almost goes, but then waved back.
Almost could have come. That would have been an interesting.
So great hit there by Wixom, scoring a run. And actually heading to second.
Didn't he have the triple in the first game this morning?
Yeah, Andrew Wixom.
Yeah.
Had that triple.
So, good production today.
Oh, yeah, runner up for our MVP Sports MVP of the game. The next batter stepping up to the plate. This is number 4. I believe it's Jake. Let's see, Blanthorn, number 4. Jason Blanthorn. Jason's actually a multi-sport athlete from Maple Mountain as well. Played football for Maple Mountain. That one hit right to the pitcher. Gets the third out there. So the top half of the inning retired, but the damage done as Maple Mountain stands ahead 3-0 over the Bountiful Braves. We'll see what kind of things Bountiful can do with their offense, as we'll be right back here on Spanish Fork Channel 17.
Stay with us.
Leading off from Bountiful in the bottom half of the second inning.
Right field position today for Bountiful.
Well, now they're throwing balls at us up here. What's up with that?
Wow. Thank goodness for this little net here in front of us. That would have been right.
You've been wanting to catch one. that could have been yours.
Karma. So the lineup here for Bountiful, we've got Jaron Williams, Spencer Gleave, Parker DePasquale, who is also one of the pitchers for Bountiful. I remember playing against him last year. Caden Simmons, Sam Stingfellow, Hayden Jung, TJ Bernard, Braden Christensen, Jordan Steed. And then Maple Mountain, just to update you, forgot to do it that last half inning. We have Hamilton, Hall, Polson, Maffey, Holmes, Moore, Wixom, Blanthorn, and Minor, which will be at Minor, the bottom of the lineup this next inning for Maple Mountain. So on the mound here for Maple Mountain is Cade Polson, who we saw actually a few times last year. It was kind of a surprise when we first saw Cade Polson on the mound, but I remember when he made that first appearance on the mound, he actually did really well. And I think the coaches saw that, and started to use him more. So throughout the season, then they used him every so often. And, he just continues to progress as a player. That one in there for the strike. 2-1 now the count. Here early on in the bottom half of the first. That one ripped out. Base hit there for Williams. As he gets past the infield there, number 27. The right fielder making that one, that's Andrew Wixom out there. Making the throw back over. As you know,
It's really quiet out here. There's not a lot of
I was going to say,
noise.
yeah.
It's really quiet.
All right. The next player stepping up is Spencer Gleave, number 6, their shortstop. For Bountiful, as that one's low outside in the dirt. Williams back to first. Now the 1-0 offering from Polson. That one also outside, ball 2. Right here, I could see this one being a high-scoring game, Next pitch coming from Polson. That one out to the right side, fly. Wixom gets under it, gets the grab. Runner stays at first.
Yeah, he turned that around quick. He grabbed the ball and threw it right into the second baseman.
Right.
Nice and fast.
Yep, great job there by Wixom, And that's kind of a stressful one out there. If that ball is dropped, that guy's at third, or at home, depending on what happens. But most likely he'll be standing up there at third. As the next batter stepping up to the plate, this is Parker DePasquale. As Parker, actually, he had a play on ESPN Top 10.
What was that right?
Last year, we covered the Spanish Fork Bountiful game, and he was pitching that game, and one of the Spanish Fork players, when they were up to bat, as the runner goes to second, makes the play, gets the out. Good job there by Maffey to make the throw over to the second baseman, number 8. That's Hamilton getting the out there. But just as I was saying, yeah, we were covering the game, and what happened is the Spanish Fork guy, he hit a line drive right to the pitch, right to Parker's face, and so he just kind of put his glove out there. And and tried to do a little
more defensive.
Yeah. And so he just kind of saved himself. It was an amazing play, and
Great
it actually
catch,
made ESPN.
That's awesome. It's good to see local boys do well.
Right. So the next pitch on the way for Polson. This count goes 2-2 here with 2 outs. Maple Mountain trying to hold Bountiful scoreless here. Bottom of the first. Next pitch coming from Polson. Popped up.
That's a high.
Looks like Polson going for it, but just into that dugout, Maple Mountain. It's kind of a hard one to go at. I mean, Polson could have made a go at it, but would have easily flown over that fence there.
No.
Not worth the
You
sacrifice
risk some
early
injury
on.
there going onto your own dugout.
Right.
Head first.
I mean, maybe if it were postseason championship play, but not here early on.
Not today.
Especially a player like Cade Polson. As we talked about him before, he's a three-sport athlete from Maple Mountain Junior. As
Here we go again with the twos.
Ooh.
High and inside.
Yeah.
Full count coming up.
Good job to get out of the way there. Deep Pasquale. Stepping back into the batter's box, facing the full count coming from Polson. Pitch just inside, it looked like. Just misses the plate, so he'll trot over to first. So that next player stepping up to the plate, this is Simmons playing the third base position. He's the one that made that grab early on, that first out. That line drive right at him.
Yep.
That ball high as the runner goes. Deep Pasquale making it over to second. Deep Pasquale stands up easily there as Simmons looks to score him home. The base hit here potentially. Pitch inside.
That made Simmons kind of turn away fast.
Yeah. Back into the box, waiting the pitch here from Polson. 2-0 now the count with 2 outs. That one popped up, coming out to the right. Holmes gets under it, able to grab it there at first. As that'll do it. 1 inning in the books. The score is 3-0. Maple Mountain up on top. As we'll go to commercials here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. We resume action here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Bountiful Braves taking on the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles here in the KJ Harrison Classic in St. George.
We want to take just a second and thank our sponsors for their support of Channel 17 and our efforts here to bring you live sports. First off, we want to mention MVP Sports, who is the sponsor of the MVP of the game. And we encourage you to visit our friends at MVP Sports right downtown there, 72 North Main. They've been our hometown sporting goods specialist since 1987. I almost said 1887. That would be too long. But they've been here a good long time. Go downtown, give them a call or give them a visit at mvpsportsutah.com. Check them out.
All right, well, we're at the bottom of the lineup here. Cannon Miner stepping up the plate. As you just mentioned, our MVP Sports sponsor, he actually took the MVP Player of the Game award just this last game here today.
For having the only RBI for Maple Mountain.
Right, not a productive day
but
for Maple Mountain.
Give them the run, we'll take it.
But I guess they listened to the coach. I'm not quite sure what Coach Miner had to say after that game. But whatever he told them, it's working.
It's working.
As we see Coach Miner there on that far side. Pitch now comes, that one whacked just down the line, third base.
Nice stop, but he
makes
won't make
the
it in
stop,
time.
yep.
He's safe, that was close, but he had a great leap on that.
Yep.
After the previous game this morning that Bountiful played in, I overheard listening to the coach talk to his team afterwards, and they lost that game. Bountiful had lost that game, and the coach was trying to help his team understand tournament mindset.
Right, that mentality.
He said, exactly. He said, you come to these kind of games and you're going through a lot of games, and it's not uncommon that there's a game that you just don't show up. And he felt that way a little bit about that earlier game, that this team just did not want to show up.
Right.
Well, it looks like Maple Mountain's showing up
right.
in this game, and that's awesome.
It was a similar thing with the game previously. When Bountiful, they played the game just before this, and it was, it was a lot of the same what Maple Mountain was doing. And, you know, a lot of mistakes looking at it. They had a lot of, you know, I wouldn't say it's just the pitcher's fault. They had a lot of walks and such, but, you know, see if they can kind of regroup from their coach. There's Maple Mountain totally turning around as a bunt shown there. Maple Mountain advancing runner over to third. As I missed to announce, but the runner, Cannon Miner, actually made it to second as he was able to get the steal. Now advancing over to third.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Hall.
So with Jaron Hall coming aboard, potentially Maple Mountain could go up 4 with the base hit here. So really all you need is a deep shot somewhere, and it'll score a run. So the pitch low there from Stringfellow. Next pitch on the way for Hall. That one right down the middle. Called strike. This count goes quickly, 1-1. Next pitch on the way for Jaron, as that one's low and in the dirt.
Infield's in pretty shallow. They're trying to defend the plate. Any kind of short hit. And he'll throw that ball home fast. There's a hit.
That
Through
ball
the middle.
past the infield.
Nice.
That'll score a run as Cannon Miner will head home, score the 4th point of the game here for Maple Mountain. Jaron Hall with the RBI single.
That was beautiful. Both the third baseman and the shortstop diving.
Right.
And the ball right in between. What a great little placement.
That is, yeah, exactly. That's perfect placement. That's exactly where you want to hit a ground ball, right in between them. Just rip it.
Yep.
Just right there. So a good hit. After the good hit, we'll see Cade Polson, the pitcher for this game. Polson walked his last time up. Runner checked back at first. Jaron Hall goes to second.
Yep.
He easily makes it.
Uncontested.
Yeah.
Catcher had a loose handle on that ball and just didn't get it in his hand.
You know, that's a good starting two for Maple Mountain.
Well, very aggressive. They have 5 hits right now. They've already scored 4. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. It's
right. Yep.
They've got some momentum going.
Yep. Swing and a miss for Polson. As the count goes 0-2 here with 1 out. But Jaron Hall comfortably sitting there at second. There's another base hit right here. Could send Jaron home. Pitch now comes. That one out to the left side here. Grabbed by the third baseman. Throw over to first. Runner goes. Jaron Hall make it over. Safe.
The umpire is calling the throw to first base. He went for the tag, turned around, he was off the plate, or off the bag,
right.
And he turned around to tag him, and the umpire says he did not get through.
And
now
Polson
he's going to
goes.
second. Oh, they got him out at second.
It's a good idea there. There's nobody over there at second, but unfortunately just not able to make it over there in time.
That was close.
You know, but it's all right. It sends Jaron over to third.
That's true.
Number 5, Mafi.
But then again, you know, playing it safe is always a good way to go.
Well,
just stay there.
Aggressively safe.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. He could have stayed here on first and no outs.
Yeah.
But to push that play.
That one out left side,
Down
just
the
down the line.
It's a fair ball right down the line.
That'll score Jaron and still go 2.
And he's safe at second.
So Jake Maffey able to get on with the RBI double.
I'm starting to think that the Maple Mountain bus came late today. They didn't quite show up this morning.
Now batting first baseman, number 23.
I guess so.
This is awesome. Hey, this is a whole different team.
Oh man, completely polar opposites.
Learn from it.
So now stepping up to the plate, Mitch Holmes. Mitch Holmes had a RBI double his last time up. So completely different game. I mean, only played not even through the second inning here. As that one was ripped out the left side foul. As they've already got 6 hits here. 5 runs off of those 6 hits. So
there was a second error assigned to the Braves. I'm not sure which. That'd have been a play here,
yeah,
probably
I guess
first.
right here at first.
Yeah, when they try to get the tag.
So I guess I got to give Cade, it was Cade Polson got on with the error. Runner goes safe at third there, Jake Maffey. See, that's a strength that I think is going to help Maple Mountain here as the season progresses. They've got speed. That is one thing.
Yes.
Here with Hall, Maffey,
and Polson.
Yeah, Minor. Yeah, he's another one.
I just know that Stringfellow is just waiting for this inning to get over. Can I get out of this?
Oh man, a similar feeling to last inning as well.
Yeah.
Not a good start here for the Braves. The next pitch now comes. Just off strike zone there. Count goes full here with 2 outs. Now on low, and he'll walk.
Golden Eagles continue to live in this inning.
Yep. Now Sam Moore stepping up to the plate.
22, the third baseman.
As last time he was hit by the pitch. So now 2 runners aboard here, 1 at first, 1 at third. With 2 outs as he gets the call from Coach Minor.
Yeah, we got some kind of play going on here for Bountiful. They're watching.
Yep. That one ripped deep left center field.
Wide open.
That one a 1 hopper to the fence. That'll score 1 run. Mitch Holmes waved home.
Staying on second.
And he'll get home as well.
Bingo.
So just like that, Maple Mountain up on top 7-0 here early on in the top of the second. Maple Mountain, completely different team to what we saw this last game. Complete turnover.
Well, it'll make the bus ride home much more enjoyable.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, it's kind of unfortunate that they started this tournament 0-3.
Yeah.
But when you walk away from a win like that, you can, hold your head out a little bit
We do
more.
need to be careful. This is only the second inning. Things could change.
That's true.
We got 2 outstanding innings here.
Exactly. Don't want to jinx it here too early.
We have a pitching change right now for Bountiful.
It's like we've got number 17, TJ Bernard, going to be warming up here as 7 hits for Maple Mountain, 7 runs.
And Stringfellow's heading out into the outfield.
Okay, let's see. Oh, he's on first
he's
there.
on first base, okay.
Yep, there we go. So Stringfield switching Bernard, as Bernard actually was the previous first baseman.
So they just switch places.
Yep. So with that, we'll go ahead and thank our sponsors here, the Car Guys sponsoring the instant replay. You can find them at 872 North Main here in Spanish Fork. Call them at 801-794-0077. Or find them on the web at thecarguysut.net. And the Car Guys, I'll tell you what, they've been faithful sponsors of Spanish Fork sports for
many years.
For many years, yeah.
They love that instant replay.
Yep.
And yeah, they are great supporters of Channel 17 and especially Spanish Fork sports, high school sports.
All right.
Need to make mention also of we may have some viewers watching this game that actually live in Bountiful because now you can watch Channel 17 as it streams live on the internet. So not only can you watch it in your home in Spanish Fork on the cable Channel 17, but you can also go find Channel 17's the program schedule, totally live streaming on sfcn.org. So if you go to the sfcn.org homepage, click on the link right there at the top for watching Channel 17 live, and you can watch it anywhere, on your phone, on your tablet, at the office, on vacation, wherever you want to go. If it's an episode of Goose, you can watch it anywhere you want. If it's the episode of Andy and Mayberry, which I love, you can watch it anywhere you want when it's live on the Channel 17 schedule.
Exactly. You know, as much as I like sports here on Spanish Fork 17, I got to tell you, a good addition is the Andy Griffith Show.
That's right. It's your namesake, so it must be,
exactly.
must be a good show. It has always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
All right,
so now stepping out of the plate, Andrew Wixom. Andrew was able to get an RBI single his last time up. One of the 7 hits thus far in the game.
He can hang it all day long. He just can't move it. He can't move it though, can he? He just has to hold it. He can hang it.
It looks like he's got some.
There you go. The field umpire is giving some instructions to the pitcher on how to hold the ball.
Yeah, I'm trying to like listen to the coaches here. They're thinking maybe it was could have been a balk.
I think he's giving it a warning at this point. But
yeah. Oh, we resume here. Wixom back into the box. That one fouled back. Runner goes back to second. Here, still with 2 outs. Put on the rally caps and keep on increasing, manufacturing some more runs.
that's what it's all about, being a run machine.
Yep. The next pitch just low for Wixom. You know, and any other player, I think on Maple Mountain, that might have been a strike. Couldn't really tell if it was outside or inside from this angle, but looks a little bit low, but he's kind of a tall player there. That one low and in the dirt. Runner stays there at second. Thought about going, but held back. Playing it safe after, you know, that last run by Polson. You know, I think it was a good idea. Just unfortunately got tagged right there at second. So the 3-1 offering now on the way. That one fouled way back there, and
it's going over someone's off
the
all the way to the back wall of the auditorium there.
The high school, yeah, off the wall. As Wixom here with the full count with 2 outs. So Bernard battles back. Now the pitch. Gets that one out left side, grabbed on that far side. Caden Simmons able to come up on top with that one.
Yeah, heads up play for him. He darted quick and caught that just before hitting the fence.
Right, playing well there at that third base position.
Good positioning there.
So after 1.5 played, the score is 7-0. Maple Mountain with a commanding lead over the Bountiful Braves. We'll be right back here on Channel 17. Welcome back here. Bottom of the second here in the KJ Harrison Classic on Spanish Fork Channel 17. My name is Andy Gestis, and alongside Pete Hansen.
The umbrella is to keep the sun off of us. It's like we're becoming marshmallows out here on this fire.
Right, not quite sure how the weather's like there in Spanish Fork, but man, it's a hot one out
it's
here.
Beautiful out here, and we've been out in the sun all day, so pardon the umbrella.
Right, but a good one thus far. Score is 7-0. Maple Mountain up on top of the Bountiful Braves.
7 runs, 7 hits. Just outstanding play.
Yeah, so far so good for the Golden Eagles.
Well, we've seen the great base hits. We've seen great long balls.
Right.
We've seen just great aggressive base running. They're really just turning it all on right now.
Oh yeah. Maple Mountain commanding just about every aspect of the game right now. As Cade Polson will head back to the mound as number 22, Sam Stringfellow.
Who was the starting pitcher, but now is playing first.
Right. Stepping up to the plate here. First pitch coming as that one swung on, fouled back to the backstop.
Stay up right here, too.
As the 0-1 offering now from Polson. That one also back to the backstop.
A little bit too much English on that one.
Yeah, as that's something that we actually saw quite a bit this last game. A lot of those pass balls getting past the catcher. You know, not necessarily the catcher's fault, just a lot of unfortunate kind of wild pitches getting past.
Big swing for a miss there.
Yeah. 1-2 now the count here in the bottom of the second. Stringfellow back in the box, faces the 1-2 here by Polson. Swing and a miss as Polson sits one down, gets his first strikeout of the game. The next batter stepping up to plate. This is 29, Hayden Jung. This is his first time up.
Here you go, Jung.
That one in there for the strike. Good looking pitch there by Polson. Here with one out.
I like Hayden's stance. He gets in there and he's moving. He stands up there, he positions his forward foot, he makes the leap. He's just motion. Watch his motion. It's nice.
That is a lot of motion. Every batter has their own kind of style.
Absolutely.
And whatever works for him, right?
Absolutely. You don't change good.
Yeah. 0-2 offering now from Polson. That one high. Makes it a 1-2 count.
Right across the eyes.
Yep.
I'm surprised at how quiet the crowd is. There's just not a lot of activity.
Oh,
here.
no. Not a lot of energy.
No. And that may be because the fact that this is a Spanish Fork and a Bountiful team. There may not be a lot of following here.
Right.
For these two games, they're waiting for other games to come after.
Right.
It's just quiet.
Yeah. This is is just kind of for bragging rights. Not really anything. No trophy involved in this game. As Cade Polson gets his second strikeout of the game there with Hayden Jung.
That's two this inning.
Yep. Back-to-back is TJ Bernard. Stepped up to the plate. That one out to the second baseman, just off of his arm. Took a bad bounce. Hit one of those gophers living out there by second.
Yeah, they just live on golf courses. They don't live in baseball fields.
Speed up runner coming into the game. That's number 7. As we actually don't have him on the Bountiful roster. Number 7.
Not there.
Yep.
He must be really fast. He got here before his name did.
All right. Brady Christensen now stepping up to the plate. Facing 2 outs here. Pitch here by Polson. That one out to the outside there. That one just high.
In that conversation, I heard head coach Clark Stringfellow talking to his Bountiful Braves after the other game. He talked about the fact that his bench players need to be ready. If the name is called out, they need to just jump, and I think that's what happened with this base runner here. His name was called, and he just jumped.
Jumped up.
He's excited to be in there.
Well, that's good. The base runners, I'm sure they're always happy to get in the game. Not usual, starters or anything for the team. Just
their chance.
Usually they're sophomores, sometimes freshmen.
Yeah, what a good chance to show off some running skills.
Exactly, right.
And some base savvy and
get some TV time on Spanish Fork 17.
Some TV time on 17.
Yep. So Polson back to work at the mound as he's down in count 3-1. Pitch swung on, that one grabbed by the third baseman, thrower to first, just in time. And that'll end the inning. So after 2 played, the score is 7-0. Bountiful still scoreless after 2. As we'll step aside for just a moment and head to the top of third here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Top of the third here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Score is 7-0 still. Maple Mountain up on top over the Bountiful Braves. As, well, we'll see the Maple Mountain team go to work once again. As far having a very productive day with the bats.
We should probably do some recognition of our Spanish Fork 17 crew who were here.
That's true.
We had to leave this morning, Spanish Fork at 3 o'clock in the morning to get here in time for the game. So they did a great job of being here with us. We have Michael Clark and Juan Flores, and directing this game is Enoch Dugan.
Not just Enoch Dugan, but director extraordinaire.
There you go.
Enoch Dugan.
John Bocut here with the drone, fighting the little breeze and our technical issues. It's been a great day.
Here we go, Tony.
So next batter in the lineup is Blanthorn. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Maple Mountain. It's Blanthorn last time. He flew out. And we'll see if he can get on the board with a hit. You know, just only, I believe, only two players that don't have hits for Maple Mountain. So everybody playing a productive day. Pitch right down the center. That one called strike. 1-1 now the count. Blanthorn, not one who saw a whole lot of time last year. This is actually his first year as a starter. That one also in there for the strike. 1-2 now the count.
He was a little timid there. I think he thought about it. The way he was stepping, then stepped out.
Yep, just pulled off at the last second there.
Yeah, he did.
Pitch high. 2-2 now the count. Looks like we've got some bullpen action for Maple Mountain. Can't quite see who's out there, but number 12, I think it is.
It's a long way out there.
That's Quinn Green. A good shot of the Maple Mountain dugout here. Pitch on the way. Gets contact right over the third baseman, making the throw over to first. Gets him in time. So not quite the start as the other innings, but still, you know. See if they can.
That's just one away. That's
right,
okay.
yeah. Still, you know, plenty of time here. Plenty of work to do here in the top of the third. So now Cannon Minor now due up here for Maple Mountain. He bunts it here, just out, goes foul along that left side line. Coach Minor trying to make the play there in foul territory, but third baseman grabs it from him. He's one that'll make the play. He's one coach that no matter how fast the ball is hit at him, he'll still go for it.
Instinct.
Right. That one ripped deep left field.
Nice and high ball. High fly out there.
And that one is grabbed by, I believe, Parker DePasquale. Yeah. Never mind, unless they switch things out. That's, can't quite see the number out there, yeah.
That was a good catch. He had to go about, probably a good 40, 50 feet.
Right. And it looks like Jaron Williams, the guy making the play out there. We have our rosters right here.
You know, the real announcing teams have like spotters. They have guys who are watching all these things for them.
Right.
Yeah, we need some spotters.
Yep. Hey, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
If you'd like to be a spotter for one of our games at home, let us know. That's what we should do, have a guest spotter every game.
There we go. Swing and a miss. Makes it a 1-1 count with 2 outs. We're back at the top of the lineup with Hamilton. Hamilton is last time up. Taking a look at my notes, he had a sack bunt who advanced to runner to third, I believe, that last inning. Swing and a miss. Strikeout there for number 17, TJ Bernard. That's his first of the day.
No, he's not. That wasn't a strikeout.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
We're still playing here.
Wrong count.
Let's not get into the game yet.
1-2 now the count, sorry. That one
Yeah,
called
2-2.
ball. 2 apiece here.
With
Here
2 outs.
with 2 outs. Next pitch on the way, TJ Bernard. Now looking for his first strikeout. That one out left side, good idea there.
Foul ball.
Almost over to that Maple Mountain bullpen. Still can't quite see.
It's a long way
who's
out
over
there.
But you know, I'd keep Kate Polson on for another inning or two.
Well, and what's nice about Kate is, I mean, put him any position you want.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And you know, he got a few innings to pitch. Give us a good start.
Right.
Why not? You know, let somebody else have that experience. We've got a good lead.
Oh yeah.
So
you know, totally agree with you. He's a very versatile player. Full count pitch. Ground ball here out to the right side. So he stays in. Hamilton back to the batter's box. Waits the pitch from Bernard. That one out to the shortstop. Fumbles with it for a bit. That one off.
that would have hit you in the ankles.
Yep.
That was right at us.
Yep. Next game we got to bring a glove or something.
Yeah, big one. One of the big foam ones. So
As it looks like he'll step over to second. Looks like the ball might have gone out of play.
yeah, I think over the top of the dugout into the netting here where we are.
There we go,
Out
yeah.
of play.
Yep. As Hamilton will trot over to the dugout. Good job there by Hamilton. That'll bring Hall up. So he'll get on with the error, I believe. Yep, counted as an error. So the E6 will put Jaron Hall here with 2 outs.
E6, isn't that like the term from Battleship?
I guess you can call that. Let's see here. Jaron Hall had, if I can read my notes right here, he's got a, let's see, 2 RBIs this game. Had a RBI single his first time up, an RBI single. Can't quite read my own notes. Oh, excuse me. He's only been up twice.
That's all it takes.
See, you know, us announcers, we got to work out the kinks here at the beginning of the, the season as well. As he walked his first time and then had a base hit RBI single. His count goes 1-2 here with 2 outs, top of the 3rd. Runner sits there on second, scoring position. Pitch now goes.
Oh.
That one ripped out to the left field. That'll score a run. As Jaron will go 2.
He almost did. His first base coach was move on, keep moving.
As that'll make it 8-0.
So that's his 3rd at bat and his 3rd RBI.
There we go.
Is that what you're saying?
Better take note of that here. And you know, I'm running out of room here in my notes. They just keep getting up to bat.
Oh, that's too bad.
Not a bad problem though, right?
I have some
For
blank
Maple
paper
Mountain.
if you want.
That was a RBI double. As that'll bring up the pitcher, Cade Polson. That one inside and high. Still 2 outs here. Top of the 3rd. Still don't have out on the scoreboard, but or on our scoreboard we have 8-0, but
not on the
our director's up on top of that.
Scoreboard. They'll catch up.
That one similar looking shot to Jaron's out of left field. That'll
all the
score
way.
him. Jaron comes home to score, makes it 9-0.
Standing up.
As Cade Polson gets the RBI single there.
It was good placement because the left fielder was playing a little bit back.
Right.
And that ball dropped in front of him by a good 30 feet.
Right, yep.
So it was great for Cade. Oh, they're pulling Cade out for a runner.
Yep. Speed up runner coming to the game.
Catcher number 5.
As that's, can't quite see his number here. Number 30. That's Colin Reed, the speed up runner from Maple Mountain.
So I'm not familiar with the rule in high school sports. So you call it a speed up runner. Is that just a temporary move? Is now Cade out of the game?
No, he'll continue to bat. It's just a temporary thing.
Okay. bat and play the field.
Yeah.
So it's just a runner for this. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm guessing, you know, Cade, he's usually a quick runner, but since there's 2 outs and he'll be pitching next time,
Sure.
they wanted to get him back on, you know, on
Keep
the
him fresh.
yeah, on the mound there. So now TJ Bernard with the pitch, check back over to first. Reed makes it safely back there.
That would be the speed up slider that time.
There we go. Yep.
Came right back in time.
Yep. Still not showing 9-0 on the scoreboard there. We've got it correct here. Pitch now on the way. And Reed will step back there on first. So this is Jake Maffey. Jake Maffey's last time up. Looks like he had an RBI as well. I can't quite see if it was I think it was a double that he had on with that RBI. I think that's what I wrote. Next pitch on the way. Low and in the dirt. Reed goes back to first. So now Maffey ahead in the count 3-1 here with 2 outs. Bountiful really struggling there at the pitching position, nothing going. As you know, they're probably facing what we talked about in the previous game, that is the lack of pitchers. You know, I'm not sure how deep they are with their pitchers, but you know, when you see these tournaments, usually they go through a lot of pitchers to do it.
Well, yeah, you're playing 3 to 5 games, or 4 to 5 or 6 games in 2 days.
Right.
That's a lot of wear and tear on a player.
Yep. Deep shot out to left center field. That hits the fence. As a Maple Mountain runner will come across to score.
Here comes Reed.
Reed coming across makes it a 10-0 ball game. And that's right there, another RBI double there for Jake Maffey, making a good run for the MVP Sports MVP of the game, as he's been on every time. He had a single his first time up, double with the RBI that his last 2 times up. So the next batter stepping at the plate is Mitch Holmes.
So we have him down for 3 runs this inning versus the 2 that the scoreboard has?
Yeah. At least that's what I have.
Yeah.
Pitch low and outside.
Okay, we have a substitution in the runner again.
Looks like we have, quite sure the number out there. Looks like a young player though from Maple Mountain. Holmes last time up, he walked, but his first time up actually had a RBI double. That one fouled out way back behind our production man there.
Good.
I'm going to say we go throughout the season, I want to say it averages about 3 times our van gets hit by a baseball.
It's like a lightning rod.
Yep, it's a magnet out there. Holmes now awaits the 1-1. Close call there, called ball. Makes it 2-1 with 2 outs. That 2 outs not looking intimidating for Maple Mountain as they continue to rally here. Finally, they get the score right on the scoreboard, 10-0. Another close call there. 3-1 now the count. Holmes back in the box. Nice little wear one there. Hit by the pitch and walk over to first. So I could see a pitching change here soon, I'm sure, for Bountiful. As I can't see the bullpen here.
Not from where we are.
Actually not quite sure where the bullpen is here. And it might be on that right side there.
Yeah, where we sit next to us is the batting cages, and maybe beyond that would be the location for the bullpen, like it is on the opposite side.
Right.
We just can't see it from here.
So now the next player stepping up to the plate. This is Sam Moore. Sam was being his first time up and had a double. Scored a run with that double.
It's a
his
foul
last
ball
time
away
up.
and way away.
Next pitch, just out of that strike zone there. 1-1 now the count, or excuse, yep, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count.
He swung low on that one.
Yep. Runner stands up there at second. One is there scoring position, as well as Mitch Holmes on first for Maple Mountain. Still here in the top of the third. Started this game at 3 o'clock now. 1 hour expired. Still not even halfway through the game.
Got a piece of that ball to keep him alive.
Yep. Playing the plate aggressively there. As they'll face the 1-2 count again. Pitcher T.J. Bernard taking his time there at the mound. Will give the 1-2 offering. That one high, make that a 2-2. As still don't have the number on that.
No, we don't know who that
that runner is over there.
But he has a large M on his chest.
Actually, the jersey, or the
I think they changed their, they changed the uniform from this morning. They've gone to their camo sleeve version.
Runner goes. That one is a deep shot left center field.
No one's there.
Back and a one hopper there to the fence. That's going to score 2. Mitch Holmes coming across.
The runner is 17.
As well as number 17. That's Caden Truma.
Truma?
Truma.
Truma.
Sorry about the pronunciation there.
We'll call him Caden.
That'll work. Caden and Mitch Holmes coming across the score. So 2 runs on that RBI. As
the conference
Sam Moore.
Conference has started now on the pitcher's mound.
So just like what we were saying, pitching change here is Andrew Wixom will be your next batter. And you know, everything going here for Maple Mountain.
Yeah. Maple Mountain has seemed to find a good spot out there in left center.
Oh,
nothing against the players from Bountiful. They're doing a great job in playing defense out there, but Maple Mountain is hitting it there and a lot.
Yeah, it's really hard to play really good defense when Maple Mountain's just picking and choosing right where they want to hit it, you know. There's a lot of space out between the runners.
Okay, they're calling it a pitcher from the bullpen.
Well, maybe we can finally figure out where this bullpen is then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, looks like it's on that far side. I think I see it.
There you go.
There we go. So this is number 27, I believe.
Yes.
Number 27, also not on the notes here. For Bountiful.
So it'll be a pitcher to be named later. We'll just call him 27.
Yeah. It's, you know, not a bad start. Three runs recorded that first inning, 4 the next 5 this inning. You know, we're kind of seeing a trend here going on.
Well, and we now have crossed over the number of runs versus the number of hits.
Right.
Before we were keeping things pretty equal. 3-3, 4-4, 5-5.
Yep.
At the 11 and 12 mark, we've now made that switch over so that the runs are ahead of the hits.
Right, and that helped out with that double. I mean, 2 runs coming across with that double.
Right there.
So, you know, I really don't know who we're going to pick for the MVP of the game.
At this point, it's going to be real tough.
I mean, looking at the stat sheet here, it's just covered with hits.
Well, you got Hall with, what, 3, 4 RBIs now?
Yeah, it looks like
every
he's
at-bat.
looks like he's got 3.
I'm glad you're reading your notes. I can't figure
Yeah, I'm kind of having a hard time with it too.
But I mean, the team is just not the team of this morning or yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, completely different team.
Yeah. And this is the first weekend playing. These are the first games of their season.
Right.
They have not had a chance yet to play anywhere else, and here they are stuck in a tournament where they're asked to play 4 games, rapid fire.
Yeah.
With teams from all over Utah and all over the West. Teams from Nevada, teams from other parts of the West. 4A, 5A, all different types of schools.
Right.
So this is a great place to find yourself. And
Oh, for
right
sure.
now we found ourselves.
For sure, yeah. I mean, actually, wasn't last game. The game before that, the other team was from Las Vegas, so I guess not too far from here, but
That's right.
teams from all over,
And this is one tournament of 4 going on right now in the city. There are 3 other tournaments hosting schools from all over.
Right.
St. George loves this. You can't find a hotel room anywhere in St. George these weekends.
No.
And we'll be here again next Saturday as Spanish Fork. The Dons come to St. George for the Red Rock tournament.
Yep.
So be sure to tune in next Saturday as we do coverage of the Spanish Fork Dons, and they're playing in the tournaments.
Right. Also catch that game on YouTube. Find it at www.youtube.com/SpanishFork17. As finally we resume play after the pitching change. Number 27 still don't have a name for you. But the batter, actually Blanthorn. That was Andrew Wixom that had the 2 RBI double there. Pitched low and in the dirt. Blanthorn flew out his first time and then ground out his next time up. So, his hitting is yet to come, I would say. But still a young player there, Blanthorn. This is really his first year starting. So, give him a little bit. Give him some time to find his voice, and he'll take off, I'm sure. So 1-1 now the count here with 2 outs, top of the 5th. It's been a long inning, honestly, a long top half of the inning. As he'll walk with that one.
Hit by a pitch.
Yeah. Stand up on first.
That leaves us runners at first and second again.
Yep.
Who's up to bat next?
So a similar situation that we've seen already a few times this inning. So we've got Cannon Minor now. Oh, sorry, Jason Blanthorn is right here. That was
Somebody else.
somebody else. Maybe they subbed out Wixom. You can see his number here, number 21. It's Connor Ellis.
That was hit by the pitch.
Right. Connor Ellis, make that my notes there. And for Wixom, Wixom already had a productive day thus far. So 1 runner, excuse me, in scoring position as Maple Mountain still faces 2 outs. The majority of this inning they faced 2 outs. Really,
it's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, put on their rally caps and just kept going with it. 2-1 now the count. Here is the next pitch coming for Blanthorn. Now
that
off
careened
the
off
face
of
mask.
off the face mask of the catcher. That could leave a headache.
Yeah. Got a smile on his face, it looks like.
The umpire
Not too shaken by
decided
it.
to do the personal delivery of the ball versus having the catcher do it. Catcher's still thinking about that one.
2-2 now the count, still with 2 outs. Blanthorn still looking for his first hit of the game. First hit of the day.
There's a strike.
Strike out there.
And that's the end of the inning.
So number 27 subs into the game and gets his first strikeout. But after 2.5 played, the score is 12-0. Maple Mountain still holding on to that commanding lead as we'll step aside just for a bit and come back here on Channel 17. Bottom of the third here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. If you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far in the game, sure, you know, we've enjoyed it. I mean, 12-0.
Absolutely.
A total turnaround to what we saw in the last game.
You know, people complain about baseball being a slow game. Now, I love baseball.
Right.
I love watching baseball.
Right.
But this is not a pitcher's duel. This is a beating right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Maple Mountain is just 12-0, and so it's fun to watch our home team just come up, step to the plate, and knock that ball around.
Right. Oh, for sure. And you know, I don't think you can judge Maple Mountain on how their season is going to be thus far. I mean, those 3 games that they lost at the first, you know, it's still early, of course, in the season.
Absolutely.
But if you look at the lineup for Maple Mountain, a lot of returners, Hall, Polson, Moffey, Holmes, we got Minor, all starters from last year. So a similar looking lineup to what we just saw. We've got a pitching change here.
Yeah, we have Quinn Green, who's now pitching for Maple Mountain.
So Cade Polson will retire after 2 strikeouts.
Is he somewhere else in the field? Do you see him anywhere?
And he probably resumed that he usually plays short. Can't quite. No, I don't think he's out there.
I think he is.
You know, maybe he hit the showers today already. I don't know.
Yeah, he certainly deserves it. He earned it.
All right.
He earned that.
Yep. So the lefty with the first pitch of the day for him, right down the center. Hits that strike zone, gets the 0-1 count right off the bat here in the bottom of the third. Pops it out.
Almost took out a spotlight.
A little behind us.
Or a floodlight, I should say.
Right, yeah. You know, I've always wanted to see that happen.
Well, if you watch the movie The Natural.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Oh,
The
that's
one with
awesome.
the,
Yeah,
right.
Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Man, smashing out lights. That's a great movie.
Swing and a miss.
I love baseball
Strikeout.
movies.
As number 12, Quinn Green, able to get his first strikeout of the day.
That's a bit of
Now
strike.
batting number 9, left fielder,
First batter you face, strike him out.
Green.
It's not bad. Things looking up here for Quinn Green. Don't recall hearing his name much last year. So probably a young player for Maple Mountain.
Oh, they're all young. What do you mean?
True. True that. 0-1 now the count. 1 out. As the next pitch now coming. Ooh, gets contact on that one out to the right fielder. One hopper to the right fielder, number 27. That's still Andrew Wixom out there. Out in right field. As a hit. That's the second hit of the day. We haven't seen a hit since that first inning for Bountiful.
Would it be interesting if Maple Mountain does the same thing they did in basketball and have some tie games and go into overtime? Overtime games in basketball were very common.
Right. I tell you what, yeah, they had.
There goes the runner.
Run over to second. I tell you what, they had a lot of good games. Oh man, I can't tell you how many games were decided within the last minute or so of the game.
Milliseconds.
And it usually ended with Jaron Hall making some crazy shot at the end.
Or just, hitting those free throws.
Oh yeah, the free throws.
Those are always great.
Yeah, Maple Mountain. Fun season.
Great season, of course.
It was great to cover them here on Spanish Fork 17. Look forward to a successful baseball season from both Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork, both teams. Past few years, definitely doing well, going deep in the postseason. That one right down the line.
Right down the line.
As that'll score a run. Throw over to second, that one long.
Good back.
Yeah, Mitch Holmes able to back that one up, but a run comes across, wipes that egg off the board, 12-1 now. Bountiful Braves
Now batting second
trying to
baseman, number 25,
get their,
Parker D.
edge away to the lead.
Get their Braves back.
Yeah.
And they can do it. I mean, this is a state champion team.
Right,
They can do this.
right. And even if it's a different lineup to what we saw last year, they're
Sure.
still, they're still really good.
Good coaching, good tradition.
Right. So Parker DePasquale up here for the second time today. His last time he got out, I believe it was a fly ball. As the runner standing up there in scoring position. So Bountiful needs to take hold of this opportunity, try and score some runs. You know, still a lot of time left to play in this game, and an excellent grab there.
Oh.
Throw made over the first baseman's head, though.
Yeah, there's some errors.
Runner coming across, and he'll be held back at third. Mill goes home.
No, I think there's a claim of some interference by the third baseman getting in the way.
Right. Looks like they'll probably give him the point anyways.
Yeah. He was on the bag. He wasn't out of the...
I'll tell you what, a great grab, though, there by the pitcher.
It's just unfortunate he just couldn't turn it into a good shot.
Right.
A good throw to first base.
You know, with all that adrenaline.
It was awesome stop.
Right over the first baseman there, Mitch Holmes' head. But, you know, got to give him credit for the stop. As the next batter stepping at the plate, as Braves now cut it to a 10-point lead. Still a commanding lead for Maple Mountain, but, you know, slow and steady, they could get back into this one. Now on here to the near side dugout, Bountiful dugout. Foul territory. Makes it an 0-1 count. So Green with the windup on the pitch, gets him with the changeup. Good looking pitch. Makes an 0-2 count. So 0-2 now with one out, one aboard there on second. As we'll see the next pitch here from Green. That one just inside. Called ball. 1-2 now the count.
Let's go, come on, Let's go, 1-3. Come on now.
Pitch goes outside, evens the count at 2 apiece.
Some tension here, aren't we?
Right. So, battling back here. This is number 13, Caden Simmons. Started this game at pitching position. Mitch Holmes gets under that one, able to grab it there at first. Gets the second out there. Runner stays there at second. As the next batter stepping out of plate is Sam Stringfellow. Excuse me, Stringfellow was the one that started the game off pitching.
Yeah, he was the starting pitcher. Yes.
Right.
Now playing first.
That one called ball. DePasquale still there at second. Eager to score off of a base hit here, potentially by Stringfellow. Green now down 2-0 here in this count. Swung on that one just down the line, but heads foul. Makes it 2-1 now with 2 out. Pitch.
Inside also low. Calls the ball.
Ball is 3-1 now the count. That one a deep shot out to right field. Gets under there. Wixom able to nab it, get the third out of the inning. So that'll do it. Third inning in the books. 2 runs on the board there for the Braves. The score now goes 12-2. as we'll step aside just for a bit here on Channel 17.
Bountiful 2.
Top of the fourth here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. 12-2 is your score. Maple Mountain leading this one by 10 after pretty good 3 innings of play. First inning recorded 3, then second inning 4, third 5.
So this might
runs.
be a 6 inning.
So if the trend continues, yes,
yeah.
so we'll see a 6-run inning. You know, and I'm always for more scoring.
Absolutely. As we get ready for this first batter of the inning, just a couple comments or notes about this coming week. As we start the baseball season here on Channel 17, we have 3 live games Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, plus live games, plural, on Saturday. So on Monday, we'll have Spanish Fork versus Payson. Wednesday, Spanish Fork versus Layton. And Thursday, Maple Mountain versus Payson. So just an active week this week on Channel 17, bringing you all this great live baseball action. And then Saturday, again from St. George, the Spanish Fork Dons in the Red Rock tournament.
That one in there for the strike, making it an 0-2 count. Here by, I believe it's number 14. I think they've switched things up a little bit here. Can't quite see it from our angle here on TV or our angle from where we're at. That one fouled into foul territory there.
Right over our heads almost.
Yep. Back on the mound there for number 27, giving the 0-2 offering. That one in there for the strike. Gets him looking. It's number 14. That's Dallin Peterson. Will sit down. Next batter stepping up to the plate. As number 15, Tyson Ellis, also not on the original lineup here, stepping to the plate. So a lot of players getting a lot of time. This is a good time for the Maple Mountain players to get some experience. I mean, nothing really on the line here this game. They're up by 10 runs in a tournament that doesn't really matter, you know, still in the preseason.
You hate to go home after 2 days in St. George with a clean uniform.
Right, exactly.
You got to go home and get got to have a dirty uniform.
1-1 the count here with 1 out. Next pitch on the way. That one low and in the dirt. No runners aboard though, so we'll keep it here. 2 balls, 1 strike. So I believe number 9, Bailey Roberts, who started last game, is standing up on deck there for Maple Mountain. So mine are really switching up the lineups here. Number 27 now with the 3-1 offering, swing and a miss, make it 3-2. As Ellis will ready himself back in the box and wait the 3-2. That one just off the mark.
He was
Close
hesitant.
call.
Boy, he was thinking.
So Ellis will stand on first base there, as Roberts will step up to the plate here for the first time this game, not the first time this day. See if I can pull up his statistics here for the last game. Kind of misplaced my little sheet here. That one called ball. So Bailey Roberts was the designated hitter last time. Had 1 hit, let's see, 1 hit, and got out twice last game. So now he'll face the 1-1 count here with 1 out. There's 1 runner standing up there on second. Ellis taking the lead. That one just off the zone. And Ellis will step back on first. 2-1 now the count. That one out of the right center field. line drive gets out to the right fielder as he'll make the throw to the shortstop, and that'll advance the runner there at third. Number 15, Tyson Ellis, making his way over there as we have runners on the corners after the base hit by Roberts. Now stepping up to the plate for Maple Mountain, Quinn Green, the pitcher for Maple Mountain. His first time up today.
He's a tall lefty.
Yep. So we actually got quite a few lefties now here on the Maple Mountain lineup.
Isn't there like a certain quota? You can't have too many, or so many. Okay, I'm joking.
Maybe, or not here in the high school leagues. I think they remind me of when I was in Japan. I think, no, it was, oh sorry, it was for their basketball teams. Never mind. Scratch that. I was gonna say they were only allowed to play.
So many Americans in their teams, right?
Yes, it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the co-ed team rules here.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
Yeah, if you have 2 men, 3 women, or whatever, you have to have at least 2 women.
Yep. Gets contact on that one, ground up by the shortstop. Fumbles with it for a bit.
Yeah, there'll be error on the shortstop.
Yep, he'll get an error as number 15 will trot across. Ellis scoring 13th point of the game for Maple Mountain. As we could see the trend here, 5 more runs. We got that 6th run in the inning here.
Well, not until we have 2 outs. That
is true.
Wait till the 2 out mark, then we get the runs.
That's true. 2 runners aboard now.
We're getting a little predictable.
First and second. Pitch now comes. That one deep center field. Center fielder gets under it. Runner stays there at second though. That was number 1, Tito Dennison, with his first hit of the day. You know, kind of a small guy, but man, deep shot out there, center field.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, Mitch Holmes.
So now Mitch Holmes stepping up to the plate today.
What do we have on Mitch so far?
We got a double his first time out, then he walked and then was beaned after that. So, you know, he's technically got on every time. As we'll see what he can do here, his 4th time up. Lehigh Pioneers.
Nice
the game
hit
as
right
that
over.
one is a rope out.
Dead center.
Yep. Player waved home. Maple Mountain scores another. Score 14-2 now here. And, you know, just like you said, you just need 2 outs on the board to start the rally.
Here we go.
Yep. So Mitch Holmes gets the RBI single.
22, the third baseman, Sam Moore.
So now Sam Moore stepping up to the plate. Sam Moore's played a pretty good game as well, as he had a 2 RBI double his last time up, and then had a RBI single, or a RBI double his second time up.
Well, that hit ends the rally.
Well, just like that, you know.
Nice drive out to left field, but the left fielder was there.
Yep. But, well, after 3.5 played, scores 14-2. Maple Mountain still up on top over the Bountiful Braves. We'll take a quick break here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Bottom of the 4th here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Substitutions continue to take place here as Cannon Miner, the new pitcher here for Maple Mountain. As we'll see how he does here from the mound. I believe we saw Cannon Miner quite a few times last season as well there at the mound. So we'll see what kind of pitching comes from Miner. As we've seen, this is the 3rd pitcher here from Maple Mountain. Started out with Polson, and then Quinn Green had a couple of innings. Actually, I believe he just had 1 inning.
I think
Polson had the
one.
first 2, and then that's right.
Yeah. Well, you know, Andy, if there's a game that you really like, if there's a game that, you know, you played well in, or if a member of the family played well in and you want a copy of that, Do you know you can download that game from Channel 17?
Really? You don't
You
have
can-
to buy a DVD?
No, we don't make the DVDs anymore. We now post our original content onto the SFCN website, and you can download files. You can play on your computer,
Right.
put them on your own DVD,
Right.
watch them on your phone. Anything that we produce is available on our web server. So
Right.
sfcn.org, go to the Channel 17 programs or listings there, and you'll see a place to download our program. So if you want to relive those second, third innings of this game, boy, get a copy of that for yourself and keep it.
Yep. As first pitch from Minor, the game fouled back behind the backstop there. The batter here, Hayden Jung. Jung.
Or maybe it is Jung. I think you're right. I think you're right.
We'll just call him Hayden for now. Number 29 as he struck out his last time up. That one, fly ball out to right field. Retired with the F9 there. As number 17 will step up to the plate, TJ Bernard, who had about an inning, I believe, pitching. He was just up before the current pitcher now, number 27, who we still have not managed to get the name of.
Unnamed, yes.
Pitch from Minor. And there for the strike. The 0-1 offering now. Line drive right up in between third baseman and shortstop. Gets past the infield, and he'll get on with a base hit single. That'll send number 24, Brady Christensen, up to the dish.
We put in a pinch runner.
And that's number 26. Number 26, we don't have a number as well.
Well, I think if you were given a number between 25 and 29, we don't have you on our roster.
You know, I'm sure maybe Bountiful trying to figure out their lineups as well. I can't really think of any other explanation for. I believe that's the third player we don't have the number for.
Well, yeah, and they're all in that same
sequence.
I think that should be the end of them. I don't know if any more numbers between 25 and 29 we haven't seen.
Unless, we get to the digits, 29.5
Oh,
kind of thing.
the digital guys, yeah.
Ground up by the shortstop over to second.
Oh,
Ooh,
drops the ball.
double play opportunity missed by Maple Mountain. We've seen a lot of.
Oh, he called him out though. The umpire calls that to runner to second out.
There we go.
Evidently, we had the ball long enough in his hand before he dropped it to
All right.
get the out.
For that, 2 outs. That'll bring up number 4, Jordan Steed. He's the 9th hitter in the lineup for Bountiful. Runner check back at first. Pitch now coming, that one out. Right center field, just over the second baseman's head. Play over to second. Gets back on the bag. As, second baseman, number 19. That's Wes Childs, another player we haven't seen so far in the game. Not able to get up on top of that one.
But he kept it under control. He didn't lose it.
Yep, it was good that he stopped it a little bit as well. Able to get it back to second base, stopping the runner from getting over to third. Runner in scoring position anyways, though, for Bountiful is the next player stepping up to the plate. This is number 10, Austin Parkinson. First time we've seen him as well. So similar movement by the coaching staff, as we see a lot of substitutions taking place for Bountiful. As 2 balls there, making the count go 2-0, 2 out. Minor now checks him there. A couple of players calling balk on the play, but nothing. It looks like a coach.
Here comes Coach Stringfield to the ump.
Yep.
The referee out here in the field saying, yeah, wait a second.
Mitch Holmes coming to chat with Minor there for a little bit. As the umpire and coach talking it over a little bit. As I heard the coach say that he stepped off with his other foot there when making the throw. And looks like we'll have the two
The council of the
umpires there, yeah.
Look at the two blues talking.
And it looks like they didn't have much to talk about. Home base umpire goes right back. He resumes his position there behind the dish. And coach for Bountiful back over there by third. So the call stands there. No balk called as Cannon Minor pitches away once again. Two-one now the count after that one. Swung on, grabbed by the second baseman, thrower to first. Mitch Holmes able to grab that one. An excellent grab there by the second baseman.
And I think this is the first time in the game that Bountiful has had the bases loaded.
Right, yep.
With 2 outs.
Here, 2 outs. So we'll see if they strand them. As Minor kind of in a little bit of a hole here. That one called ball. Minor with the next pitch. That one low, also called ball.
And field still playing kind of deep.
That one ripped deep left center field. Hits the gap, and that's going to score a few for Bountiful.
Here comes 2.
That'll clear the bags. That's 3.
And here comes 3 with a stand-up double.
Right. You know, so just like that, score 14-5 off of that hit by number 6. That's Spencer Gleave, the second hitter in the lineup. Able to get 3 RBIs just like that. Minor with the next pitch. That one just hits the outside black for the strike.
This is Sam Perry, who's now.
Sam Perry.
Well, he was announced as Sam Perry, but his number is 7, and according to this, it says it's 9. So
okay, so it looks like we may have the right numbers or the right names, but the numbers are a little bit switched up because he's got number 7 on his jersey. So Sam Perry is wearing the number 7 jersey for Bountiful. 1-1 now the count here with 2 outs. So Bountiful is now put on their rally caps. There's another hit here. Ground up there by the second baseman. Throw over to first in time. Able to get the out.
There's the third. So
after 4 complete, our score is 14-5. Maple Mountain up on top over the Bountiful Braves, up by 9. So we'll step aside, take a quick break here on Channel 17. Top of the 5th here on Spanish Fork 17. Another pitching change here made by Bountiful. This is Hayden Jung, number 29, coming on the mound, and I believe this is the 4th pitcher for Bountiful.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Started off with Sam Stringfellow, and then had TJ Bernard take his turn at the mound. And then after that, number 27, who we didn't have a name for.
The unknown player, yes.
All right. And now number 29, Hayden Jung. So, you know, after this, you've got to say that Bountiful is really running out of pitchers, as they've already played 3 games thus far in the tournament. Here in the 4th, they've already used 4 pitchers.
That they have.
So Maple Mountain still holding on to the 14-5 score, and if you're just tuning in, this is the KJ Harrison Classic Tournament here in St. George, as Maple Mountain lost their first 3 here in the tournament. It's not a double elimination tournament. Each team is guaranteed a certain amount of games, as this is the 4th game for both teams. And Maple Mountain Really looking like they're going to pull ahead on this one. You know, can't speak too soon, but with 3 innings left to go, see if Maple Mountain can hold on to that lead. Is number 27. That's Andrew Wixom, the right fielder, stepping up to the plate. Wixom also a productive day for Maple Mountain. Looking at the score sheet here, his first time up, he had an RBI single. And then, got to write more legibly here. As
Second pitch is a ball.
I think he was hit by a pitch the next time up. (2-0) now the count here for Wixom. As Wixom steps back in the box. Pitch on the way. Excuse me, it was a 3-0 count, that previous count. Make it a 4-0 and send Wixom to first. It's now number 19 stepping to the plate.
Now batting number 19.
Wes Childs.
Wes Childs, yeah.
Childs.
Wes Childs, I believe, was the second baseman there.
Good hack. Stay tall. Stay tall.
That last inning. Making that last stop and throw to first to get the out and get out of the inning. Next pitch on the way. Low and in the dirt. Wixom will go back to first. As Childs faces the 1-1 offering. Here's from Hayden. Wixom takes his lead at first. Pitch in there for the strike. 1-2 now the count.
We talked earlier about how pleasant it is out here. The wind, when the game started, came from the north. Well, now the flags are going the opposite direction.
Right.
The wind's just kind of changing directions all the way around us.
Right. Runner goes. Swung on, and Wixom will head back to first. You know, and really a perfect day. Couldn't have asked for a better day for a tournament. And a little bit too hot, I would say, you know. But
well, we talked earlier between games about how typical summer tournaments are held here in St. George, where they're usually overnight because it's just too hot in the daytime to play. And so you'll come into town for a tournament, you'll start playing about 7:30, and play all night.
Right.
And then you sleep all day, and then you get up and play all night because it's just so hot.
Yeah.
I think baseball tournaments are one of the biggest attractions, if you will, economic attractions in St. George.
Right.
Always busy.
Oh yeah, a lot of baseball being played. In fact, that one right up the middle. Pitcher has to duck for that one. Andrew Wixom standing up there on second. So base hit gets runner in scoring position there. Number 19, Wes Childs gets on. And so yeah, next week we've got Spanish Fork playing in the what do they call that? The Red Rock tournament.
Yep.
There at Dixie. So look for that one here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. That one.
And also on our streaming channel, so go to sfcn.org and click on the live stream for Channel 17. You can watch our programming live on your mobile device or your home computer.
High fly ball. Shortstop goes for it.
Oh, over his head and miss, drops it.
That one is in and force out there at third. You know, didn't take enough of a lead on that one. Of course, why would you with that one being popped up so high? But I'll tell you what, sometimes those ones are really hard to get. Those high fly balls, especially around here in the infield. Sometimes it kind of, you hit it and it curves. It goes up and it kind of curves back.
Right. And looking at the shadows of the field too. The sun.
Oh right, yeah.
As he was turning around to get that, he probably just got blinded in the sun for a second.
Exactly. Hear the sun at our backs.
Yep.
As I believe it's Jaron Hall up. It's kind of an unfortunate thing they don't have the numbers on the front of their jerseys. not too good here for us.
That big M.
Yep. 2-1 now the count for Hall. Excuse me, not Hall. Number 15. It's Tyson Ellis. Up the plate for Maple Mountain. 2-2 now the count. Ooh, over to Minor, and just like I was saying, you know, he tried for it. Line drive right at him.
He had a double hand on that one, trying to smack that down, and he smacked it down all right. But
he stopped it.
That might leave a bruise.
You know, who needs a glove?
I guess not.
So back to work here. Bountiful Braves still need to get some stops here with 1 out. Score remains 14-5. But a runner in scoring position for Maple Mountain. Ellis now taking the next one, swing and a miss. As he has a chance to run now. Makes it, doesn't make it over to first in time, but hey, you know, if he would have, gotten on top of that right at the beginning, right after that was a pass ball, he could have made it.
Right, he could have made that possibly.
But
that puts us into our 2-out scenario here.
Rally caps on.
That's right. 2 runners on, both in scoring position.
Yeah. So now that'll send Bailey Roberts up to the dish, and Bailey had a base hit single his last time up. Hits that one out to the right side over to the batting cages. As we still have Lehigh Pioneers here behind us, also in the batter's
cage.
Batter's cage. Lost it for a bit there. Batter's cage.
Warming up for their game following. Yes.
Yep. Now on a grounder.
That's a slow grounder.
Shortstop grabs the throw to first. Gets him in time.
And that ends the inning.
That's the top half of the 5th. There is
yes.
Spanish Fork, or excuse me, Maple Mountain up on top over the Bountiful Braves. 14-5 is your score. Step aside here just for a bit on Spanish Fork, Channel 17. Bottom of the 5th here on Spanish Fork, Channel 17. So Maple Mountain with the lead over the Bountiful Braves, 14-5. Really didn't see this one coming at the beginning of the game. I mean, Bountiful always able to put together a strong team. But, you know, beginning of the season, mistakes are made.
Anything can happen, that's right.
When you look at the scoreboard, 3 errors for Maple Mountain, 4 for Bountiful. You know, I'm sure you see that a lot at the beginning of the season for teams.
Sure, that's true. Let's do a quick shout out to our sponsors, the Car Guys, and also MVP Sports. We've been talking about who the MVP might be. It's going to be a tough one for us in this game.
Oh, for sure.
We don't know for sure how we're going to pull this off.
Yep. All right, so bottom of the 5th, as we'll see Simmons stepping into the plate. He got out both times up to the plate. That one is called ball. So we've got the team over there on the far side that'll be playing Lehigh. As I believe it's Canyon View. They've got the same logo as Canyon View, but they, yeah, we're not exactly sure. We've got teams from all over.
What was their mascot?
The Falcons.
That's who it is.
Canyon View Falcons.
That's on the scoreboard earlier.
Okay. That one just
right
under the legs.
Right to the legs. Oh, the ball dropped by the shortstop.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not able to get out on top of that one. Tyson Ellis playing that shortstop position. It's really a totally different look from what we saw in the beginning of the game, as well as the first game. As we've got a speed up runner, that's number 15.
He's
Jake Lindsay, there we go. Rely on the PA announcer here. Jake Lindsay, actually, we've got him number 1 on our rosters here. But he'll be number 15. I'll make note of that.
They might just be changing jerseys down down in the dugout, just to confuse us.
Pull off an early April Fool's joke or something. Cannon Minor back at the mound. As that one is just over the infield, right over that third baseman's head. Ground up
another
by
2 or 3 inches, and he would have got that.
Yep. Work on that vertical throughout the season.
Or get a longer glove.
Yeah. You know, that's what I did for my softball season. You know, I found as big as a glove as you can get, you know.
Sure.
And it's paid off.
It's paid off. Nothing gets by you.
Yep. Pitch just out of the strike zone there. 1-0 the count. So we've got 2 runners aboard here for Bountiful. 1 on second, 1 on first.
And no out.
Strike makes it 1-1. That one out to the first baseman. An easy one as Mitch Holmes grabs the ball back to the bag. But runners will advance. So call it a sacrifice hit. Put 2 runners in scoring position. As number 14 did his job. Casey Arbuckle. As number 20, David Stanger.
Stanger, yeah.
This is his first time up. That one also over to Mitch Holmes, and he will not make a play. Looked at Maffey there.
Looked at third, looked at Holmes,
right.
Just didn't know where to go.
Yep.
And he was too far off his own bag, so just.
Right. Actually, no, I don't know if it's Maffey anymore at that catching position. Looks like number 8. It's Colton Hamilton. Switching things up here. As Minor back on the facing up against here, number 24, Dawson Purcell.
Called as a strike.
0-1 count now, 1 out. Runners on the corners. Runner checked at first, and we'll see an 0-1 delivery here. That one low. Goes 1-1 now. You know, in this game, it actually dragged on for quite some time. We started this one at 3. Look at my clock here, 4:57. That one out to the second baseman. Throw over to first in time. Runner comes across the score though, number 22. Will score the 7th run of the game. A really high scoring game.
It is.
Here for 14-7. Maple Mountain doubling up the score. Bountiful. As number 33, Mitch Halverson, will step up to the plate for his first time. We've seen just about the whole lineup here for Bountiful.
I wouldn't be surprised if the game was called after this 3rd out.
Right.
Since Bountiful is the home team, called on for time.
Right.
They keep this tournament going pretty good, and I think they have a limit of 1 hour and 50 minutes.
So we'll see here. This potentially could be the game here if they get this out. Gets contact on the bat there. Fouled behind the backstop. Count goes 1-2. So runner there at second in scoring position as he gets contact over to the third baseman.
There's the tag right there.
Tag
the runner coming right by him.
Sits him down. So the score 14-7. As it looks like, not quite sure if they've.
Yeah,
that
is the end of the game.
Called the ball game. So the final score, Maple Mountain wins it 14-7, beating the Bountiful Braves here in this KJ Harrison Classic tournament game. As you know, totally different game than what I was expecting. You know, 14-7. As we'll go ahead and step aside just for a bit, and we'll pick our MVP Sports MVP of the game right after these messages. Don't go away. We'll be right back on Spanish Fork 17. Welcome back. Spanish Fork Channel 17, Andy Gustafson alongside Pete Hansen here. As we just wrapped up a tournament game, 14-7, your final score. Maple Mountain able to get the victory, a pretty commanding victory at that.
It was a long day. I'm tired.
Right,
I'm sure they're tired too.
Time to go home.
Absolutely, but it was a great day, great baseball day.
Right. And you know, we talked to each other at the break there of who we're going to pick for the I almost said taco time play of the game, the
Nope.
MVP Sports MVP of the game. And, looking at the stat sheet, it's a loaded stat sheet.
So many players that had outstanding hits, RBIs all
Right.
the way across the board. I mean, when you have
Right.
14 runs, 15 hits, it's just a team effort.
Right. I mean, we can make some of these notable ones like Mafi that had, tons of RBIs looking at the stat sheet. And Holmes, Polson, Hall, all of them were able to manufacture a lot of hits and a lot of runs. But we talked it over and we decided the award recognition actually goes to the whole team here for Maple Mountain. MVP Sports MVPs of the game.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Is the Maple Mountain Golden Eagle team, so we want to congratulate them.
And it wasn't just the starting 9. I mean, they played almost
Right.
everybody
Oh.
on their roster. I mean, not everybody,
Yeah.
but a huge number of players on their roster played in this game.
Right.
So they all did a great job.
Yeah,
You know.
complete game played by the whole entire team. And they're 1-3 here in the tournament, but you got to give them credit for beating out Bountiful like that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it just takes a team a couple of games to get things going, and hopefully they can carry that out throughout the
That's
season.
right. This will be a good start for their next game, which
Right.
is when? It's on Thursday.
Yep.
No, excuse me, Wednesday they have a game against Westlake
Okay.
that we'll have available for you on Spanish Fork 17. It won't be live, but we'll have it on a tape delay process.
Right.
But yeah, they've got a few days to think about what happened here to really grow off of this victory.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And be sure at home to tune in to the rest of our games. We've got a packed schedule next week. As next Monday we start things off Spanish Fork. We'll see the first of Spanish Fork and what they have to offer Monday at Payson. That game live at 3:30.
Now, most of the games are afternoon games, as you probably already know. So make sure that if you can't watch them live, you can always catch them on YouTube after the fact, because we'll have them on YouTube and, of course, playing back on Channel 17 at various times throughout the week. But this week's going to be busy.
Right.
Payson on Monday, Layton on Wednesday, Maple Mountain versus Payson on Thursday, and then Spanish Fork again here on Saturday in St. George for the Red Rock Tournament.
Right. So we'll wrap things up here on Channel 17. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast.
We have.
Of this commanding, 14-7 win for Maple Mountain. It's been a fun one to watch.
Absolutely.
And so with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll catch you later on Monday. We'll see Spanish Fork take on Payson. My name's Andy Gesson alongside Pete Hansen. From everyone here at Spanish Fork 17, we say see you later. See you
Have
next
a
time.
great night.